So, with the NFL set to release its schedule in 2 days on May the 15th, the league has released today that the first game of the season, of course, it could be none other than the Baltimore Ravens traveling to Arrowhead Stadium to take on the Kansas City Chiefs, which is a rematch of the AFC title game from last season. Now, there is no way for the Ravens to atone from what happened last season. You can call it a revenge game, you can say whatever you want, and even if the Ravens do end up beating the Chiefs, there is no consolation prize from missing out on the Super Bowl. Now, it would be a moral victory if the Ravens were to come out and win this game. It would set the tone for what the season may look like for the Baltimore Ravens going forward, and a victory would prove that they could beat the Patrick Mahomes-led Kansas City Chiefs, who is 4-1 versus the Ravens in his career. Now, when it comes to the two franchises and its respective head coaches, Andy Reid is 9-2 in Week 1 games since he took over as the Kansas City Chiefs head coach in 2013. One of those losses came last season in the first game to the Detroit Lions because, as we know, if you watch the game, Kadarius Toney and the wide receivers had problems holding on to the ball. But that setback did not stop them from winning a second straight NFL championship. Now, the Ravens under John Harbaugh, who became the head coach in 2008, is 12-4 in opening day games. The last loss coming in the opener of the 2021 season versus the Las Vegas Raiders. I remember that game like it was yesterday, but things happen. I don't know why this game's brought me so much excitement. Like, for some reason, like, my football blood is boiling. I cannot contain the excitement that I feel, even though we've known for months that we were going to play the Kansas City Chiefs sometime this season. We just were unsure if it was going to be the first game. I guess my excitement expectations are, what will the Baltimore Ravens offense look like with the acquisitions of Derrick Henry and this new look offensive line? This is going to be a litmus test of what the Ravens should look like, but it's going to be kind of a funky situation because, as we know, with all the injuries the Ravens have had throughout the past seasons, the starters don't get a lot of run, they don't get a lot of burn during the off seasons and preseason games. So how will they look coming into the season? Now, this will be the second year under Todd Monken's system, so things should be a little bit better because there's a little more familiarity with it, but we have a lot of new key pieces, a lot of key cogs going into this new season. Last season, the Kansas City Chiefs had the number 2 defense behind the Baltimore Ravens in certain statistical categories. But they did lose all-world cornerback L'Jarius Sneed, who they traded to the Tennessee Titans. But the Ravens have losses themselves, losing 3 defensive coaches, with the most important being defensive coordinator Mike Macdonald. The Ravens have lost a bunch of key pieces to this defensive unit. They're trying to replicate the success they had last year. We'll see what Zach Orr has planned for this defense going up against a revamped Kansas City offense that now includes a Hollywood Brown and NFL Combine legend running the fastest 40 ever in wide receiver Xavier Worthy. Words just can't explain how excited I am now for the season because it's going to be the first game. It's going to be the only game on a Thursday night, September 5th. Hopefully most people get to see it because the way the NFL is going now, you got to have a streaming service or you're going to have to pay for something just to watch a game. But to me, there is no other way. There are no other teams that should start the season off, that should begin the 2024 NFL season, the 2024 NFL campaign, better than an AFC rematch. This time, the Ravens and Lamar Jackson get to go up to Kansas City to face them in front of their crowd. These two quarterbacks are 1-2 in wins since they both entered the NFL. These are arguably the 2 best quarterbacks, the 2 best players in the league today. So to have this game with these marquee players to begin a season is undoubtedly unbelievable. I know that some people wanted to see Kansas City go up against Jim Harbaugh and see what the new look Chargers look like. A lot of people wanted to see them go up against CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans, who just added Stephon Diggs to their offense. They also added Joe Mixon. They added Danielle Hunter on the defense. They wanted to see these 2 juggernauts go up against one another. But you cannot have a game with more excitement, more anticipation than a AFC title game rematch. The 2 participants, the 2 best teams for the last few seasons, arguably in the NFL today, go head-to-head game 1. So NFL, kudos to you for actually getting this right. The Ravens flock is up in arms because we get to showcase what this Super Bowl squad is going to do. Yes, I'm proclaiming it. I'm putting it into the air. The Baltimore Ravens will be going to the Super Bowl in 2024. Lamar Jackson is finally going to be able to fulfill his promise to Baltimore that he is going to bring a title to Maryland, to the city of Baltimore, to the Ravens organization, and the fans of the flock. So until that time, let's go. Let's get it. Like, I'm trying to sit here and contain myself making this video because I am pumped to see them go head to head. Obviously, Pat Mahomes, you have the advantage going up against the Ravens. You have the better winning percentage. You have these Super Bowl titles. But if there is one team in the NFL that I think can stop Kansas City from making history, from being the first team in the NFL in its 100 and plus years of existence to be the first team to win 3 Super Bowls, it is going to be the Baltimore Ravens that will grind you to a screeching halt, that is going to put an end to your pursuit for history. All right, until next time, appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, turn that notification bell on so you are aware when I come up with new videos. And until next time, until this season opener, until we get this party started,